deeper. Yeah. If you survive and can see through the pain, it gets deeper. Virtue subtracts the day. If you can shine through the guilt and the shame, it gets deeper. It only takes one moment to change. You might be hurting, but you still ain't helpless. And the revelation carries way more than the message. It's more to that lineup. It's the mind behind, son. Over your mind, you realize.
Yeah. You might be hurting, but you're not helpless. But you're not helpless. Leave it in the cut.
Help is on the way.
Yeah.
Peace is nice, bleeds is like Chinese daggers on peas and rice. Righteous, you see my sight whenever I in the revelation carries way more than the message.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Mr. Halftime in the building, and guess what? It's Monday. Deeper than the cut. I'm Mr. Halftime, my co-host, sitting over there. Smitty! That's my brother from another mother. Y'all already know. Don't be hating, baby. What's up, Smitty? Man, a great day to be alive, man. It's Monday, and the weather is beautiful out there,
sir.
man. Got to take advantage of these opportunities last little minutes before you be shoveling snow, throwing salt.
Man, out here, there's salt all on your pants and on your boots. And,
I'm not looking for
car.
it. I'm not looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. You keep that.
Keep that side of it. Let me get a couple extra days of that sun.
Man, I usually go down to Florida, the good weather, and try to get away from some of this, but man, that ain't so good. Good of an idea right now, huh?
I don't mind dealing with a little cold instead of dealing with that.
Yeah.
What some of our people in the States are dealing with, man. They said the toll is up to like 76 people that have died so far, man. Our prayers are with the Floridians. And
praying for you guys out there in Florida.
And just trying to make sure that keep you stronger and strengthened during this time, man.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult time for them.
We got a good brother out there, man, Marcel Brown, man.
Yes, sir.
That's our guy, man. We
talking
with you,
about
bro.
him. We've been reaching out to him, making sure you're good, man. We was happy to see you even tagged us and some on Instagram.
Man.
Let us know you still moving.
You alive.
Moving around, man.
You on Instagram,
Marcel,
you live.
And all the other Floridians that we have down there, all the other friends, family, loved ones.
Yeah, man.
We praying
family.
for y'all. Absolutely.
Tarmel Daniel, my guy, man, the producer. He out there, got family out there too, man.
Absolutely.
All the family big ups, man, and much prayer is going out to all my Florida people.
Yes, sir.
Much love, man. Smitty, what's up, man?
What's going on,
how you
man?
feel today?
Man, I'm magnanimous.
I like magnanimous. What he said. See that?
Splendiferously. Magnanimic with a little bit of bombastic.
But a little bit bastic. See that? Tag us and ask us what that means. Comment after the show.
Today is a great day to be a great day, bro.
To be a great day, man.
Man.
But I'm going to tell you, though, Smitty, I've been having a good time all week. It's so much life to be happening, God to be doing. And his hands is in the earth doing so much stuff, man. And you look around, like you can literally see the hand of God just moving and shifting and pulling and tugging and stuff, putting things in structure and order, man. He's organized. He's organizing our lives. And this show we're going to get to it in a minute, man. I'm just saying, though, if I be used, Smitty, use me in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, I want God to use me for his glory.
That's right.
We got some things we could talk about all around the world, but in specifics, we like to have some small talk on our show.
Right.
But in regards to the NFL, being used.
Yeah.
What's on your mind when we're talking about being used in the proper way?
The thing is with being used, I mean, every person don't mind being used, to be honest with you. It's just I don't want to be misused.
Yeah, man. Ooh.
Right? So you can use me because that's what we're made for. We're made to strengthen our brother, to strengthen our sister, to uplift one another, to help one another, put each other in the best position to be their best self, right?
Yes.
And so, but the problem comes in where I feel like I'm being misused. And as we talk about the NFL, Tua Tagovailoa, he's a up-and-coming young quarterback in the league, and he was dealt with a situation where, we know the football, NFL is a very violent sport. And so you go in knowing some of the possibilities and the ramifications behind, breaking a leg, twisting an ankle, and even getting a concussion. I mean, it's literally become a part of the risk that you take when becoming an NFL player. Yeah. And knowing that the risk is there, there's still supposed to be things that are in place that are supposed to help keep you as safe as possible.
Sure.
A situation came up, and I'm sure our listeners know that Tua, man, while the world is watching on Thursday night, we'll go back to Sunday, the Sunday before that, 4 days before He's there and he's playing football and he's the quarterback and he gets pushed down by one of his defenders and he goes back and hits his head. And when he hit his head, you can see him get up, trying to shake the cobwebs off, as they say.
I saw that.
And he's trying to shake off the fact that he has a head injury.
Right.
And to further prove that he has a head injury, he takes a couple paces and he falls down, meaning that the extremities, the nerves, your body is not responding because that brain is not firing off to your legs to tell you to walk straight.
Yes, sir.
And so when you don't have that, he fell down, he got back up. Now, I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a doctor. I may play one on TV, but I can tell.
Yes,
and
sir.
anyone that has any level of sense could tell that there was a situation where he was concussed.
It was visible.
It was very visible.
Yes, sir.
And it was enough that his teammates had to hold him up and keep him upright so that, he wouldn't suffer from what they seen that he was dealing with.
Yeah.
So they held him up and they took him out for 3 plays.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, 3 plays, off of that? You mean tell me he went through the concussion protocol that you told me that all players have to go through that fast?
You ready? Wow.
And so after 3 plays, I believe it was, he back on the field playing. He finishes the game, they win. And instead of the team and the doctors telling the public that it was an actual concussion, they told the public that it was a back injury and an ankle injury. That's why he fell.
And that was a lie. We all watched his head hit the ground like that.
And the reality of it is there's a difference in your back injury and a head injury.
Sure.
A back injury, he probably wouldn't be able to get up.
And he got up.
He got up.
Easily got up.
Right, he got up.
He just tried to shake it off.
Exactly.
But he got up.
Because he's a football player.
That's right.
And he tried to shake it off and get in there and do what he loves to do, what he's paid to do. But the reality of it is that sometimes the responsibility, well, I'm not going to say sometimes, all the time, it's the responsibility of the NFL to protect their players from themselves at times. Yeah. They've been taught all their lives to play football, all their lives to go out for your teammates, lay it all on the line, leave 100%, give all you got. And then at this point in time, you have to be able to look from the outside. You're in charge as the head coach. You're in charge as the doctor, as the neurologist, as the owner. You have the responsibility to then tell him you're not in a position or you're not ready to go out and perform out on this field. But instead of doing that, what they did was they looked at the money. They looked at their undefeated record. They looked at the opportunity for them to continue to look better and be in a good light.
That's what they want.
Instead of really caring about the individual.
That's what I was going to comment.
Fast forward 4 days later. Now, tell me after getting your head knocked on the floor, 4 days later you're ready to come and play a football game? And to prove that he was not ready, he took a hit from a gentleman, and he didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do nothing dirty. He just slung him down. Actually, he kind of tried to pull up on it a little bit, but when he took him to the ground, Tua literally suffered. You can tell it was second trauma.
His fingers.
It was more than one trauma, to his brain in a short amount of time. Yeah. So 4 days later, after suffering a concussion, he suffered another one. And when I say what I saw was so scary to me, man.
Me too.
It has literally pan-seared in my brain the deformity of his hands and how they looked because the brain has been jolted. It has been moved. It has some trauma to it.
Sure.
And they at that point could no longer continue talking about a back injury or ankle injury because everybody saw it.
Right.
It was the only game on that day.
Right.
It was the only thing showing that day for football, so everybody had a chance to see it. And now I believe that the NFL has a level of responsibility. The Miami Dolphins have a level of responsibility. Yeah, I know they fired the doctor or the neurologist, whoever it was, but that's the small fry. You as an organization is one of the largest grossing revenues in America, and you have a responsibility to these, I often say students, but to these players and their safety while they're on the field and they're in your care, that you can see from the outside. The player could have said, I can't do it, but that ain't what he been taught.
No.
That ain't what you've been showing him.
Nope.
That ain't what you've been telling him to
That's
give.
right.
He been told to give all
He's
he
an
got.
athlete. He's
Right.
going to go for broke.
And so I just really feel the misuse of players. And once you've had enough concussions, you know, they throw you away. I'm going to let you roll in a minute, but they said Junior Seau, ex-teammate, he got on TV the next day. Rob Ninkovich, when he played for the New England Patriots.
I remember.
He got on the TV the next day, and CTE was one of the worst cases in Junior Seau. He was the one that they noticed that had the worst levels of CTE, which is brain injury, you know, too many blows to the head. And Junior Seau was an animal.
Yes,
he was unbelievable.
Beast.
But he had something to pay for being a beast. And he paid with his life because he killed himself, because he felt like, you know, the best opportunity for him to get away from what he's dealing with because his mentor is not right is to remove himself, which is kill himself. And Rob Ninkovich came on and said he was the person that was next to me in my locker, and the things that I seen him do, I don't think a human being should have to do. But because his brain was so scrambled and so messed up, and they'll shoot you with, you know, your
all kind of stuff
to get you ready to play.
That's all they care
all
about.
they want you to do is get on the field, get on the play.
You're a robot.
And to not care about a person's life or care about a quality of life after playing football, I think it shows a very big neglect that the NFL is dealing with, and they've been dealing with it for years. But it was there for the whole world to see. On Thursday night with Tua Tagovailoa, I'm praying for him. They said he's back to normal.
I don't know.
But I'm praying for him and his family, because the reality of it is the latter part of his life, the NFL probably won't be a part of it, but his family will. And his family had to deal with, you know, along with a host of others. Calvin Johnson stopped playing abruptly in the middle of his career because his mom said, you know, it ain't worth it.
It's not worth it.
And so it's just crazy to have to deal with that. I don't mind being used, but just don't misuse me. And that's what I feel like the NFL is doing with a lot of their players. We're not caring about the total level of safety and care and regard for the people who push and make the money for the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. And I share the same viewpoint on that situation. Just because you hit some of the things that I was going to speak about were just about not being misused, man. I don't mind. I'm an animal. I've worked. Those players, man, they're in the PAL league, man, little league and PAL league when they kids and babies playing flag. You know, you have to be a certain age, put on pads and actually suffer and take hits. You know what I'm saying? So you coming from a baby, man, being taught to hit, taught to play hard, taught to make a name for yourself, give it your all, and then when you get in the league, the one thing that those teams and those doctors should do is put some type of governance on the health of the players, man. And since we've known of concussions, the movie Concussion, you know, when they really put it out there, a really good movie to watch, that still was mildly compared to what they actually deal with, but because of entertainment, they made a movie about it to kind of let the viewers understand a little bit about what goes on.
NFL didn't even like that movie.
They hated it. They was mad about that movie coming out, right? Because they know that the jig was up. They knew that it was like, oh man, we being found out. They see what we're all about now. And so, but due to the players, man, they, like I said, they've been taught their whole life, man, to play hard. So that those doctors, and even with this current situation, NFL, you know, that man suffered so much more severely than what you guys put out. Back injury, leg injury, all those lies. You lying to our face. My eyes are not deceiving me. I saw the hits that he took, and I'm watching his body language respond to those injuries. And it's like, that's not a back injury, sir. You playing for a billion-dollar corporation. You mean to tell me that's the best you got? To tell me it's a back injury?
What you see,
like maybe you need to go back to school or something, because that's it's not logical.
It ain't lining
for that
up.
It's not lining up. And so since then, though, Smitty, just to sum it up, what I feel, I haven't really given a lot of stock in the NFL. I don't hardly watch. I definitely, you know, we ain't gonna talk about the Lions, but you know, but since they have this viewpoint of a lot, because we pro-black in the NFL, a lot of black players that give they all and to the NFL industry, and they get the lower end of the stick every time. And they're not cared about it as they should be. And so because of that, because I'm an entrepreneur, I work hard in what I'm doing, and just being a black man in this country, having to work so hard for the things that I love and the things that I want to attain, you know, I respect them way too much to support their bosses.
Yeah.
You know, those executives and the league, the NFL, the National Football League. So I don't really watch it like that.
Yeah, and the other piece that goes along with it is, you know, if you don't go out and play, they're just going to replace you.
That's right. They don't
so
care.
They can throw you away. And
That's
so
right.
if you even think about how Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback they say of all time, you know, to get his position, it's because literally Drew Bledsoe got hurt. And he came in and took his spot, and Drew Bledsoe never played again.
Never played, don't care.
He never played for the Patriots again. I think he might have got in one more game, but it was like it was over with. So players fear the fact that, you know, if I don't go out there and play, then I'm gonna be replaced, and this is how I provide for my family. This is what I know. This is what I've been taught, and so they're gonna go out there at all costs. And you know, and I lost a step on the NFL for other reasons besides this. You know, just knowing that, you know, that the NFL, they don't really care about the people that push their brand and that make the NFL shield what it is today. Yeah, black men are going out there and risking their lives and risking their health and risking their future, based upon, you know, helping people to have a ownership into a company or a team, and they just don't give back the respect and love, in my opinion. So I'm not a big NFL fan any longer, but you know, I'll watch it to pass time. But it's not something I used to run home to it. But for the last couple of years with the Kaepernick stuff and everything, I just lost a lot of respect for the NFL.
Well, over the years we had a lot of things, a lot of situations where we can reflect on. You know, it's just like every time something happens, you lose more and more respect. Yeah. For the league, and it's like, man, I'm pretty much almost done.
Person show their true colors, man. You believe them.
Rush home too. It's like, man, the game come on. It's a big game. Two great teams coming to play. It's like, now I'm flipping channels in between the game. It's like, I don't even really matter who win. I don't care.
It don't.
You know, but that's our small talk, Smitty. It's kind of big talk.
Yeah, we went a little longer than we normally do.
Yeah, but that's because it's serious.
Yeah.
It was needed though, for real. For those viewers that don't really understand what's going on, man, you pay attention, a little bit more attention to what's going on around you. But yeah, small talk. But man, we have an awesome show today, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm enjoying myself already. Just talking about the small talk. But let's talk about the big talk, Smitty. We have an episode coming to you live right now, everybody. Hot off the press. This topic is life restored.
Life restored.
Life restored. Uh-oh. When you say that, your eyes should get a little bit brighter. You shouldn't be dim anymore. You should fix yourself up. Life restored. When you say life restored, Smitty. Yeah. Life restored. For me, that means that I have a new opportunity, new beginning. We say restored. That means I once was whole. Yeah. But then some stuff happened in between. Yeah. Right down the line, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. And so now I went through all that. You know, now I'm restored. So life restored. What that mean? What does that mean to you, Smitty?
I'm back. That's what it means.
I'm back, baby. Ooh, we back. Yeah, keep it in the cut. I'm trying to tell you.
You got to tell yourself, I'm back. I know I went through a little something, a little storm, little things, you know, little issues. You know. There are things that happen, but restored literally means to come back from what you've been through.
Amen.
You know, to get back to its original place. Means again. That means I'm coming back again.
Y'all ready? Man, well, Smitty, the premise of for both seasons have always been faith, family, and business.
Absolutely.
And so we always hit it from these three angles because we're entrepreneurs.
That's right.
But we like to give you guys ourselves, right? Yeah. We give you guys ourselves, but then we have to still remember business and family because that's most important. Before business, you got to have family.
That's right.
Right? You got to have faith and you got to have family. Then business comes after that.
Yeah.
But for me, if I can jump this thing off, man, for you, Smitty, if I can ask you a question, like what does just speak about the tough times of business. Like, I mean, go far as you want to go back, the dispensation of time, whatever. Just speak about tough times in business for the people, man.
Man, business, man. It's something. It's very gratifying. It's something that when you get into, you looking for the success of it and the happiness of it and the joy of it, and just riding that lane of just consistently having money coming in and having customers coming in and you know, business just moving as you desire. So, but a lot of times we don't see what also is inside of, you know, business and the starting of business. I guess I'll speak about the starting of business and also once you get business going, you know, I always tell people with being a barber, you know, barber by trade, with several other things under my belt that I do, I'll speak from the barber aspect, that when I first started cutting hair, I went to barber school, I graduated, got my license, and I came and worked in a barber shop. But I'm the new guy in the barber shop, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know, I'm trying to figure out, you remember when I came to the shop?
I do.
And I came, worked at halftime shop, and I was like, you know, man, you know, I'm ready. He like, yeah, come on in, man. I got a spot for you. You know, we good. So I'm seeing the fruit of, you know, everything is about to be great, about to be wonderful. I'm about to make a lot of money. I ain't had no kids. I ain't had no wife.
Yeah.
I was 19 years old. I was still staying with my parents. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm about to make this bread. You know, I'm about to make this money. But what I didn't realize is all that goes into, you know, business from a starting standpoint and from once you start getting going. So I remember there were days, I'm talking about Saturdays as a barber, to sit down and not cut a head the entire day.
Wow.
The rut, you know, that time where it's tough.
I remember.
Where it's hard, where it's like,
remember.
Man, ooh, I still got rent coming up. You know, I got to pay my booth rent. You know, I gotta take care of this.
Yes.
I got to take care of that. You know, my bills are piling. I got to make sure I get this stuff paid. And
yeah, man.
the way that I make my money is through cutting hair.
Wow.
But nobody comes in to get a haircut. You the new guy. Don't nobody trust you. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? When I got any barbers out there, when you first get in the barber shop, you sit down, turning in the chair more than you cutting in the chair.
That's right. That's right.
You on your phone more than
you.
You on your phone more than you on your clippers. You know, it's like, and I remember having those moments, and I'm trying to figure out, like, man, what is this? This is not what I expected.
Yeah.
With investing my time and going to school and getting my license, and now I'm here. I'm sitting in the barber shop. I start my day off. I'm there early. I stay all my schedule. Yes. That's a point, y'all. Stay your schedule.
Stay your schedule.
I stay my whole schedule.
Yeah.
And I don't cut nobody on a Saturday. And that kind of hits me. It hit my confidence and made, you know, start feeling like, man, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know, where am I going from here? You know, I got things I got to do, things I want to do. I want to go get fresh. You know what I'm saying? I need some money.
That's right.
And what I found out was that was a part of the business model as it relates to business as a whole. You have to find out what is it that you need to do to grow your business. Yeah. And what I began to do was work on the things that I learned while I was in barber school. In barber school, I didn't learn how to just cut hair. Yeah. I learned how to do eyebrows. Yep. I learned how to do facials. I learned how to do coloring. I learned how to do a myriad of things. And so what I started doing was, as I found out that women would bring their sons in to get their hair cut by one of y'all, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, okay, I could do her eyebrows. Maybe if I do her eyebrows while she waiting on her son to get his hair cut, then I can, you know, make a couple $. So I started becoming an eyebrow guy.
You did. I watched you. Eyebrow king.
I started doing the eyebrows. I was
remember.
And then as I began to do the eyebrows, I began to understand that, you know, if I keep doing this and I put myself in the right light and I let people see that I have other skills, they might trust me to do something else.
Right.
Now, I'll never forget it. Bullet, I remember you. Bullet, you was one of the first ones that was outside of my my personal family that came for me, that gave me an opportunity and said, hey, man, you know, I think T had too many people because T was going to T. Yep. And that's one thing I always loved about this brother here. We never, ever had to fight over clients. We never cared.
Ever.
If a client sat in somebody, we never cared. It never bothered us. It never irritated us or buffeted us. No. But I remember Bullet saying, hey, man, if you can work that razor, I know you can work some clippers.
Right.
And he sat down in my chair and allowed me to give him a haircut inside the shop. And when I gave him that haircut, that's when things began to take off. Because
now, real quick, how many years ago was that?
Man, that was 2003. Ooh. So that was almost 20 years ago.
See that? Look at it
almost
now.
20 years ago.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, I said all that to say is that now it's in a place of restored where I can't even keep and cut all the clients that I have.
Right.
But if I would have gave up in the midst or at the start or felt like, this wasn't for me, what I have to learn was I had to remain consistent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Get there early and leave at your appointed time.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you cut or you don't cut.
Don't.
You have to be in a position and be ready to service your clients. If you're not ready and in position, then you're not prepared to receive what comes your way.
Yes.
You got to believe in yourself.
That's right.
You got to believe that, yes, this is what I've been called to. This is what I've done. I put my work in. I went to school. I've studied. I set up my materials to know what I need to go through this. And you got to keep showing up every day. You got to be consistent with showing up every day. And don't throw in the towel. Don't give up on yourself. It's enough people out there hoping that you give up. Yeah. There's enough people hoping that you say, you know what, I'm sick of this, I'm tired of this, it ain't happening for me in the time frame that I expected. So now I'm just gonna give up on myself. I'm gonna throw in the towel and I'm gonna cash in my tips and say, you know what, maybe on a later date this will work. But as of right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I need to do. But I'm telling you, if you remain consistent, believe in yourself, keep showing up every day, and don't throw that towel in, stay in the fight, you will continue to win and you will reach the plateau of success that you're looking for. It will be restored. It is not unto a situation that you're not going to be successful. You just have to make sure that you remain consistent. And at this time, we're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. And I know Halftime got something to say on this. And we talked a little bit longer on our small.
Come back. I'm ready.
But we're going to hear from our sponsors
Come
now.
back.
Please stay tuned. Halftime, man. Have you
What's
ever
up?
known somebody to need some help with property management?
I do, actually.
Man, I'm telling you, we have a company here in Michigan. I'm telling you that is able to help anybody that has real estate across this city or across this state. They're willing to help you. I don't care if it's a single family home, a manufacturing home, a duplex. They have multi-family homes that they can help you to procure. You know, you're not able to always know how to do everything you need to get done.
Right.
But this company is able to help you. It's called Inner City Property Management. They're dedicated to providing their clients with professional assistance by employing industry processes to meet the substantial demands of property management. Listen, they're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Inner City Property Management will provide the financial security you are seeking by several ways. I'm telling y'all want to get it. It reduces expenses, increase income by reducing maintenance, property acquisition assistance. They're able to create long-term stability, experience with Section 8. I'm telling you, they're unparalleled in their service. Inner City Property Management understands the likes of other investments. Real estate should be managed in order to yield the highest possible return. To learn more or to discuss this property management needs and goals, call them at 313-868-4479. The number again is 313-868-4479. Inner City Property Management for your needs.
That's helpful right there.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Mr. Halftime and Smitty back with you, deeper than the cut, and we are ready to continue to drop these nuggets for you. And we have some things that we want to say today. We're talking about life being restored.
Yeah, man.
Restored life means that you've come back from something. That means that you've been through something. And it means that sometimes that you might be the reason why you're going through what you're going through, right?
Yes, sir.
You might have made some bad decisions. You didn't do what was necessary to keep you from a place of being in the valley, right?
Yes, sir.
And so those valley times have you real, frustrated and irritated. And it makes you even more irritated, especially when you the cause of it, right? So sometimes you cause yourself, say, you got to be real with yourself. Say, I caused this one.
It was on me.
that was on me.
It's on me.
And if you be honest with yourself, some of those times. But what is it that you do have time, or what is it that you can speak on that you would say that keeps you from going back to that old you, that place and being that person of putting you in a place of a bad situation?
Man, first just reflecting on where I came from.
Yeah.
Keep me from going back. First of all, going back to what? What was life like back then when you say going back to the, you know what I'm saying? Going back to that previous life.
Yeah. And
it's so much that has happened that you regret.
Yeah.
A lot of regrets. And it's not just from just life happening, right? Let's be honest, we were young entrepreneurs and we made a lot of decisions that wasn't so practical.
Yeah.
It wasn't so good. Wasn't the best choices to make. And a lot of those choices, man, it gets you in the fire, it puts you in the hot seat of recovering.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, our viewers, you know, it only take about 5 seconds to make a decision that's gonna cost you the rest of your life to recover from.
Yeah.
Right. And so a lot of times we're talking about life restored, then that means that you have to reflect on where you once were and then build on those nuggets that's going to keep you from not going back to, but to going forward and progress in your life. It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that I had to do, Smitty, that was practical. A lot of things I had to do, not wanted to do. It's a difference from wanting to do something and having to do something. If you want your life restored, then there's a must that you do some necessary things.
That's right.
Right. And one of the things for me, man, looking back on my life in business, man, I remember times where I didn't treat customers right. My clients right. I remember once, and I just give you one. Y'all gonna laugh, but I give you one, Smitty. We was at It's a Pleasure. And man, I remember a time when I was doing real good for myself, and it was going to my head and things like that, and I got the big head and working in the barbershop and had a client, man. I had an opportunity to go to the mall, and I said, man, the mall about to close, and I need to get there, man. And I see Smitty already laughing, and I had a client in the chair giving him a ball fade. Ball fades was out back then. Tabers not so much, but I was giving him a ball fade, and I remember saying to myself before I even put him in the chair, like, I'm gonna start him. I'm gonna start.
That ain't funny.
That ain't funny, man.
That's funny, but it ain't funny.
That was wrong. I missed a halftime was wrong, y'all. I'll tell you that right there. I said I was premeditated on it. I made a plan to cut half his head and then go to Eastland Mall.
Hold on. What was the reason for cutting half his head? Because I know why, but I wanted you to say.
I wanted to upgrade my watch, man. I wanted to upgrade my watch, man, and my jeweler, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but back then, man, I had favor with this guy, man. I spent a lot of money with him, but he was leaving at a specific time that day. He told me I had to be there.
No, I'm saying, why did you start the client head?
Well, I started the client head, man, because I said I want to make that money.
That's what I was trying to get to.
I know. I ran from it. Woo! Man, I started, just let me answer it properly because I'm laughing, but it was a serious situation, man. Hey, look, I started that head, Smitty, because I didn't want to miss out to make that money. So I actually needed that couple dollars to put with my watch to go get a new one. See, and I was like, I ain't missing this money. I'm going to get this and I'm going to cut half his head. Eastland from where our shop was approximately maybe 10 minutes. Yep. It was about a 10-minute drive with no traffic or anything, 10 minutes away. So I was like, I can get there. I leave. I got 20 minutes to park and run through the mall and get to where I'm going and come back. But I was gone for like an hour, man. Talk about bad decisions.
Oh my God.
Don't you listen to me, you barbers, the prospects and students in the school and licensed barber or unlicensed, wherever y'all are. Yeah. You know, in the shop right now, man. Don't make that decision, man. Don't treat your clients with that level of rudeness, disrespect, dishonor. And all of that goes into it, man. But I had to reflect on that just a little bit because now I'm better.
Right.
Now I speak against it. Not speaking against any as if I would demean or talk down to anybody because I was that person, right? So, but at the same time, I'm giving you guys a nugget like, man, start respecting your clients and start governing yourself to what matters for them. You're there to serve your clients. And you have to do that, especially in these times. You have to do it with the utmost respect, and you have to keep your mind focused on it. Your mind has to be stayed on being punctual. Your mind has to be stayed on being professional. Your mind have to be stayed on the type of schedule, your price, everything goes into this one bag. And Smitty, you know, at the institution, us being licensed barber instructors for the state of Michigan, we understand when one of the subtopics that we talk about out of our textbook is that out of 100%, Smitty, out of 100%, how much is attributed to the skill set of cutting hair?
10%, literally.
10%.
It's 10%.
10%.
You can cut a head good, but if your attitude bold, you ain't got no professionalism.
None of that.
Decorum. You don't know how to treat people, how to talk to people.
See that?
Why am I coming to you? You gonna disrespect me, but I'm gonna get a good haircut.
So it's not about that.
That's right. I've seen people who can't cut as good, but have a good personality.
Don't start that. Don't
as long as you're able to have a personality that welcomes people, or people that feel good, they're able to make money. I've seen people take care of their family with all right haircuts.
Nah, you trying to run past it. You said somebody. You said they don't cut good, but they.
No, I'm just saying. I've seen people that don't cut as good as other people.
So, but what gets them to in a place of a consistent, successful barber though?
Well, if you're gonna be available, that's your best ability is availability. So you got to be available to do the service, to be in position. Let people count on you, because what I've learned is, as a barber, people make you a part of their lives.
Yeah,
right. And so you become literally something that they schedule throughout their week. When they are scheduling their week, they're like, okay, I got a barbershop appointment, like as if they had a doctor's appointment, or they had a dentist appointment. And so you become a part of people's schedule, and they schedule their life around you, so to speak. And so if they can count on you, if you're consistent and they know what to expect when they come and see you, and not as just barbers, just as a business owner, period. If you're selling clothes, or you got shoes, or you're a plumber, or you're a carpenter, you know, whatever you are, whatever form of business you work in, consistency and being reliable to people and being, communicating properly, let people know. If you're going to be late, okay, I'm going to be off. You know, if things are not going to work in the right, you know what, it's not as like I thought it was, you know, and just communicating that, making sure that people understand that, and it goes a long way with helping them, right?
Yes.
And tell your barber, your clients, thank you. Woo. Tell them you appreciate them. Let them know that you really receive and accept the things that they're being consistent with helping you. Just tell them thanks. I appreciate it. That goes a long way.
Yes, it does. That does. It goes a long way, Smitty. And that, when you say thank you to your client, you don't know those two words, thank you. Those two words, man, it gets it done. It has gotten it done for myself and Smitty over the years. You guys, you don't understand that when you because he said something about not being that good. We know barbers. We know licensed barbers that are not that good in skill set, right? But it's something that they do bring to the table.
Yeah.
So what good is it, to be honest, what good is it to have the most phenomenal skill set barber, but then his attitude and how he treats you is foul?
Yeah.
I'm not spending my money with you. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good your ball fades are. I don't care how good you do graffiti in my head. I don't care how good you're a real estate agent. I don't care what your outside business. If you can't treat me right, then guess what? I won't be your client. And so it's that level of focus for me. That focus. My mind has to be focused on my clients. And it has been for a significant amount of years. And so that's what get it done. And Smitty, we get asked the question, that question you asked me, like what keeps you from going back? It's remembering, excuse my friend, but that slug mentality.
Yeah.
You know, I was once a young man. It's just a slug mentality to me, and it's just an attitude you have when you treat somebody with that low level of respect. When you don't respect and you don't honor them, and you don't care about their time, you don't care about their money they spending, because their money, in fact, their money is green. And they passion their life to find a barber that fits their scheme of life, that fit their lifestyle. And because we are deeper than a cup. We are more than a barber. We are barber surgeons. We are mentors. We're somebody's pastor. We're somebody's life coach. We're somebody's a real friend. That not associate, but a real friend, where they wait all week to get to you, the barber, to confide in you about their deepest struggles. And they haven't told their own. They may not have even told their significant other. They may not have even told their pastor or their sibling. But they wait to talk to you, the barber. That's how much trust they have in you. So for me, Smitty, to answer that, I can give you a scripture. The Bible says this in Philippians chapter 2 and verse 5. It said, "Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. That means for me, Smitty, that I have to have my mind stayed in a position.
That's right.
Because if I had a mind of Christ, that means Christ will be compassionate.
Right.
Christ has that compassion on anybody you come in contact with.
Right.
You come around Christ, guess what? You won't stay the same as you were.
That's right.
That means you got to come out of that condition.
That's
you
right.
have to change the way you think. You have to change the way you talk, the way you treat people.
Yeah.
Christ came in love.
That's right.
That rest, that restored, that we're talking about life restored. And so I take the mind of Christ when I'm handling my clients. I may not throw the Bible at them and say, hey, the Bible said this. You know, some people do that.
Absolutely.
But in fact, if I notice something, a bad attitude even, Smitty, with my client, and I can read them because God has given us the ability over the years from dealing with people and socialize with people. It's just an automatic skill that we adopt. Yeah. But now we can discern and we can read people and we can read if they're having a bad day or good day, if they off a little bit. You know, I'm kind of looking at them and immediately my mind will go into the mind of Christ and say, man, it's bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like, I got to pray for this brother without me even talking to him or asking him a question. My spirit is already going up and say, Lord, give me something for this brother. Absolutely. I can tell he's down. This man is always coming in every week, uplifting. He's talking. He's proud about what he's doing, even if he's going through stuff. But every now and then, life happens.
Absolutely.
And it puts you in a slump. It puts you in a fog and where you can't see clearly, the way you need or restoring, you need that reassuring, you need that conviction that I'm doing the right things.
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes, guess who it is? It's you and me. It's you, the barbers.
That's right.
It's us.
That's right. Business owner.
Business owner. That's right.
That's right.
And we have to always structure our minds to be in a position where we help our clients more than just a haircut. That's why I love this title, because it's not just a title, it's a brand name.
Yeah.
You understand? Deeper Than the Cut is a brand name where we pride ourselves on not only just the life we have with our wives, the life and the relationship we have with each other in business, and just the faith we have in God, but we trust and we love all our clients. And we thank all of our clients for giving us the opportunities to instill these values that we're talking about from the years of experience, right? From us being in business and making it to this point in life. And one of the students just asked me this past Saturday, was like, man, Mr. Hobson, everybody love you. I said, no, everybody don't love you. I want you to know that. They may smile in your face
all the time,
but I told her,
try to take your place.
See, they try to remove you out the way. But this is where that focus come from.
Yeah.
No matter what you say to me, no matter what you do, I still have a responsibility to myself,
to be you,
and to this industry, to be deeper than the cut, to be more than just a person that cut hair. You know, I have to use what I have, what God has given me, in order and give that to you.
That's right.
And so I'm going to be faithful in who I am, because at the end of the day, I can't change that. God called me into this. And so this ministry, Deeper Than the Cut, is going deeper than just barbering services.
That's right.
This is going into a realm of life where we really try to help young barbers, up-and-coming great artists of this industry too, may I add. You know, but it's
I'm excited.
Bigger. It's deeper than that skill set that you have, and it's going to take that level of focus. But I mean, for you, Smitty, what did that look like from your lens?
Man, it's just so much that goes into it, man.
Wow.
As it relates to being an example.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you don't know that people are watching you, and you're being watched, and they're pegging your steps to see what do you do in certain situations.
Mm.
And they're also learning while they're watching, right? And so we have to be careful what you do when you hit a certain level of, respect earned and influence. You have to make sure that your life is being led in a way that's going to influence people in the right way, right?
Yes, sir.
And so even this past week, I had one of the students come up to me, and he told me, he said, you know what, Mr. Smith, I just seen you in a tough situation. He said, you always handle situations really good. And he said, I seen somebody try and present a situation that was not necessary, that was over the top, overbearing. And he said, the way you handle it, man, you just taught me something. And that spoke to me, but because I didn't even know he was looking.
Right, you don't.
I didn't even know he was paying attention. I didn't know he said, he didn't bring up to me, and it was in front of everybody, but it was just a demeanor in which the way you handle situations.
That's good.
It means a lot. And so when you are in a position where people are trying to find out answers to questions, you got to make sure you give them the right answer.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you're in a position of influence and God has given you that, first off, you honor God for it, because you know without his glory, without his mercy, and without his grace, it's not even possible.
Yes.
And so, but you still take it to truth, and knowing that God is really with you, because you, even on the spiritual side of it, we are ambassadors on behalf of heaven.
Yeah, man.
On behalf of Christ. We are literally the examples that God has put here to be on earth what he is in heaven, to work the hands of God here on earth. And so we have to make sure that we don't take it for granted, that we don't abuse it, that we don't misuse it, and that we really represent Christ. As you said, let this mind be in you. You have to allow God's mind. That's a willingness. That means he's not going to force it. That means he's not going to overtake you. That means letting means I'm receiving what you're giving me, and I'm taking on the responsibility. I told a young lady at the church yesterday, I said, you have the spirit of evangelism on you. I said, but that also means that you have a responsibility to live a certain way, because now the people that you lead to Christ is going to be watching you. And it's not that you have to live a perfect life, but you have to live a life that is holy, that is acceptable, which is our reasonable service. We have to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, right? And so that sacrifice is saying that I'm going to stand in the gap and show people that what earth brings to you, the problems, the issues, the ups, the downs, the roundabouts, the letdowns, the rejections, all that, you can make it through that and still live holy. And still love God and still have fun. I love my life.
I love it.
My life is so wonderful, and I thank God, because the reality of it is I had to shut down a business before because things wasn't being done right like we should have done it, like it should have been going. And I had to suffer a setback in that by going, having to work at a place where I thank God for the opportunity, but it was less than what I was used to. It was less than, what my clients were used to. So I lost business and I lost clients and things of that. But what that did was it gave me time to reassess. Somebody say reassess.
Reassess.
You have to sit back. Sometimes you got to go to a place that seems to be beneath you. And you're going to have to go there and reassess some of the things that you've done or didn't do. You got to be honest with yourself. One of the biggest things that we can't do as business owners is be honest with it. We got to be honest and say and talk about the role that you played in where you need to be restored from.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? What can I have done better? Could I have paid my bills?
Absolutely.
In order for the lights to come on, you got to pay the bills, right?
That's right.
In order for that heat to kick, you got to pay them bills. In order for, things to happen, there are things that have to be done. Could I have treated and appreciated my clientele better? Could I have done it? Think about it. Is that the reason why I had to close my business? Is that the reason why my business is not moving, why it's not growing? Hallelujah. Is that the reason why, I can't get any further? I keep hitting a plateau. Could I have made the atmosphere? Could I have made it more welcoming to my clients? These are the things that you have to ask yourself in the reassessment period, because this is going to help you that the next time you launch it, or the next time, because it's coming back again, you're going to relaunch your business, but you have to reassess some things that you messed up in the first time around, right? And so in this reassessment stage, you got to start really realizing what did happen, what went on. Did I create myself a bad reputation because I'm selling products, or I'm giving people something that they don't really need, but I'm selling it to them because I can make some money off of it. When you start putting yourself in a bad light and people start seeing you as a thief and a robber, or you're a manipulator, or a person that's really trying to run a game, then they say, I'd rather not deal with them. Are you timely? Are you professional? Are you don't run a business for just the hood people. Come on, y'all. We not hood. Your business is not made just for the hood. Your business is made for people to come in.
That's right.
So you have to put an atmosphere for people to have comfort in, for people to enjoy. Hey, this ain't the hood shop.
No.
I made up in my mind when I started Executive Cuts and More, this is not going to be a hood shop.
No.
This is not going to be something that you can come in and just, do whatever. You smoke, you drink, you chill, you cuss, you fight, whatever. No, we're going to have a professional atmosphere. And whoever don't like coming in a professional atmosphere, I don't want you around no way.
That's right.
I don't need the money because, and I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
It's nothing against you.
No.
This is just not the shop for you, because the reality of it is, I remember my mentor told me one time, he said, if you be consistent, they'll come. He said there's going to be times where it's going to come up where your consistency for your atmosphere, for your, your business, your professionalism, how you dress, your speech, your decorum, all this is going to come into play. He said, but if you be consistent, they will come.
That's one of the biggest pieces.
You have to. He said, if you be consistent, they'll come.
They coming.
He said, and the ones that don't come, they don't like it, but they're respected enough not to come and mess up your atmosphere.
That's right.
And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to be who God has called me to be. And those that supposed to be in the atmosphere, that's supposed to bring money, that's supposed to be in this place, they will come.
Yes.
And the ones that's not supposed to be here, they'll go their own way anyway, but they are respected.
And that's so huge. I can't tell you how big that is. That's big. That's huge. That's like, man, so many times I've been in positions where I wanted to force.
Yeah.
I wanted to make haste and do something different and try to create a new wheel.
Yeah.
But it was like times looking at a few dollars in a day, it's like, man, watch everybody make this money. I'm like, man, I got to revamp I got to figure this thing out. And it was like, don't do nothing different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, do you want a small market or a big market?
Yeah.
Because if you only cater to one ethnic group, then guess what? You're going to get that.
That's
you
right.
limit yourself.
That's
but
right.
you spoke something about atmosphere.
Yeah.
You spoke something about atmosphere. I love executive course. I'm happy you did what you did. And I'm going to be honest with you. Our atmosphere is conducive for, and I'm going to give you a large age difference. It's conducive for a toddler, a 1-year-old.
That's right.
And an 89 or 100-year-old.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is set. Now you put it in between whatever age you are.
That's right.
You're welcome at executive cuts. Not just welcome, but the atmosphere is set.
That's right.
For any demographic.
That's right.
Any demographic, whatever age you are, whether you're a toddler or a senior, whether you're a male or female, male or male, you're a boy or a teen, you're a young girl, you're a woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's right.
If your mom, 75-year-old mother or grandmother comes to the shop, we don't have to get ready and fix ourselves up to welcome her.
That's right.
The atmosphere is already set.
Right.
It's already set in place. So that when she comes, guess what? If you need to run some errands until mama or daddy get done with their service, you can do that. Guess why you can do that? Because you will feel safe with her in our presence, because that atmosphere is already set.
Man, I can't tell you how many clients go to sleep in the chair.
I'm talking
about they have their time of realizing that this is safe.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
worry.
in a good place. I've been running and working, but now I can relax.
Hey, man.
And I can receive a service.
Come on.
I call it their beauty sleep.
That's right.
They
wake up like, oh, ta-da.
By the time you're going to go to sleep looking like a beast, but when you wake up, you're going to be beautiful.
That's right.
And you're going to enjoy it.
Yes,
and you're going to be able to say, man, of a surety, I go to sleep in the chair.
Man, what?
I
almost messed my hairline up last week. I fell asleep so good. But I got the best barber in the world. You feel me? So the reflexes was priceless.
He can't have the best barber in the world when I got the best barber in the world.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now.
Halftime, the best barber in the world.
I go for broke for my barber. Y'all, anybody that know me already know. Listen, this is my man, my brother from another mother, my barber, the best barber, and our time ran out, so he can't say nothing else. Now, we going to break. I stole the last few seconds. We're going to break for our sponsors, and y'all stay with us, man. We'll be right back, man. What's up, Smitty, man?
What's going on halftime?
Man, nothing much, man. I just need to ask you a question. Did you know, do we have a retail manufacturing company right here in the city of Detroit?
Retail manufacturing? Doing what?
Retail clothes, manufacturing, man, right here in the city of Detroit in the fashion district.
Here in the city?
On Livernois.
Oh, my God.
In the city of Detroit.
Man, you mean to talk about that stuff that you go over to China and Pakistan trying to get them shirts and stuff for it? We can do it here?
Yeah, with no turnarounds, no language barriers, none of that.
No delivery fees?
No fees.
You can go pick it up.
No weeks, months waiting on your product.
Man, you got to tell me more about this
company.
Right
here it is. Complete Image Manufacturing is a full-service apparel manufacturing company located in the city of Detroit. Man, take a look at all the services they provide to bring you designs, bring all your designs to life and make them retail and store shelf ready, baby. They going crazy over there, man. They going crazy. And reason why I would love to do business with CIM because I'm an entrepreneur as yourself.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times what's your experience on just recently purchasing apparel for your brand, for your company?
Absolutely. I mean, hey, if I had the opportunity to deal with somebody here in the city that is prompt, good business, and understands what the customer needs, and they're able to meet those needs, I'll be over there in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I'm going over to CIM over there in the Faster District. To see what's going on so that we can support here in the city and not have to travel outside the United States to get what we need.
Complete
it's here
image manufacturing, man. They're on Instagram. CIM manufacturing, man. Hit them up, DM them, send them a message. Like all they posts, look, just check them out, man. If you're an entrepreneur and you're tired of them turnarounds, those delays, the language barriers, that turnaround time for me is like the biggest piece, 5 weeks turning into 12 weeks. And then here you are 3 months, still don't have product. Right here in the city of Detroit, all of your problems are solved. They answered. CIM, check them out, man. Check them out. Yo, everybody, we back, man. We back in the house, man. It gets deeper.
I love this song, Marcel Brown.
It only takes one moment to change. Guess what? You might be hurting, but you still ain't helpless. And the revelation get way more than the message. Woo. Listen, y'all, we've been having such a great time, man, with this show, man, talking about life restored, man. This is good. We talking about faith, family, and business. Life restored for faith, family, and business.
Yes, sir.
Smitty. Man, I mean the topic that we're discussing today, man, it's just so many things have been said, so many nuggets. Man, you talking real good. Man, I might add, man, I know in the show, but man, I told him earlier that red look, boy, that red look good on him.
You know what I'm saying?
That red look good on my
dazzle.
Woo, that red look good on him. I told him before the show, but I'm telling him in front of everybody.
Hey, but that blue over there, you know what I'm saying? That blue and that black, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's that KE. Oh, see, I got it.
That DTC.
That's DTC, not KE.
Deeper in the cut, baby.
Deeper in the cut. Y'all feel me? But man, we talking about life restored for faith, family, and business, man. And there's so many things that we're speaking about, talking about life restored. But for a family, though, man, I just, because we always put emphasis on ourselves and what it takes, which is necessary. Yeah. We have to talk about and give the people revelation and understanding about what that looks like for the entrepreneur. Right. But let's talk about the family of the entrepreneur. Right. You know what I mean? Like the family sometimes struggle. They go through stuff, Smitty, because we have to go through a level of a lot of obstacles. Right. If you will, a lot of hurdles. Right. Under the water. That's right. Over the bridge. Yeah. And on to the moon and back, down the highs and lows. Yeah, absolutely. So for family, what does this life restore look like for your family? Like coming from a place of brokenness to a place of joy.
Man, see, the thing is that as an entrepreneur, that's the important thing to it is family, because everything from the entrepreneur standpoint is you're relying on, of course, God. You got to have faith, because if you don't have faith, you can't be an entrepreneur. There's going to be days where you ain't got nothing but you and God. And you ain't got an employee, you the employee, you the everything. So, but as it relates to the family piece of it, the family struggles just as much as the business does, if not more. Okay. Especially if, the business has put the family in a certain position where they're used to certain accoutrements. Yeah. They're used to going out to nice restaurants or buying different designer things, or, things that you like or things that you want, living in a certain place, driving a certain kind of car, whatever that lifestyle may have afforded you. And as I spoke about earlier, when you have to shut down a business, there are some adjustments that has to be made, right? And so having the right one with you, I thank God for my wife, Tiavia Charisse Smith. I thank God for her, because you have the right person with you. Yeah. They're not afraid to make the adjustments because they believe in you, and because they're willing to push you and to support you. Yeah. And so that time of having everything up here and having to make that adjustment when the business have to close and clients are scattered and things are not as accessible as they once were, there's an adjustment that goes along in the family. And sometimes they don't even know the real adjustment that it takes because you don't want to tell, you can't do this. This week we can't go here. This time, we going to cook for, 30 days.
What? I want to go out.
And so things are that you have to make adjustments with.
Yeah.
And so the great thing, like I said, is having a partner with you that's willing to make that adjustment with you. Mm-hmm. And it makes it a whole lot better so that it refocuses your mind. As I talked about, during this time, you're reassessing things that you need to do because that business is coming back.
That's right.
I'm not saying this by mistake. I'm telling you on purpose.
Coming.
You can do the business again.
Yeah.
You just have to change your business model.
I like
the model was wrong.
Yeah.
The thought process was right, but the model was wrong. So you put it back on the model. So what the family goes through is what the business goes through. It goes through a little shutdown. We can't do this. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
This time, not this time around, maybe next week, maybe next month. Hold up on that. We'll get this, though, because this is a necessity, but all of the desires and, the wants, we might have to hold up on a couple of those, right?
That's right.
And so that adjustment, but once you make those proper adjustments and you keep the mindset of what it is that you had in place, but realign your business model, now you can go back and open that business up and be restored back to where you was before.
That's good.
Because the whole goal is God is not going to leave you penniless. Ooh. God is not going to play. He said, I was once young, this is the Bible says,
yes, Lord.
And now I am old.
Yes.
Never have I seen the righteous forsaken. Nor his seed beg for bread. So it's not a place that God wants you to be where he wants to keep you in the valley.
Amen.
It's not that he wants you to stay down in a low place or feel like you failed. But the reality of it is, in your failure, there is fruit. Yes. And if you realize that the fruit that comes out of failure is just teaching, you got to learn.
Yeah.
Figure out what you did wrong.
That's right.
Figure out what you could have did better. And then you come back and restore that business and watch God breathe upon it and be everything that you wanted to be, and you'll be back at the place of living like you want to live, driving what you want to drive, but you'll be living and doing from a different place, from a different mindset. Your mindset is, now I know what to do, instead of just doing what I thought to do.
That's good, man. That's big. Again, I agree with everything you said, man. It's kind of hard to get your spouse, your wife, man, to agree with everything, to even set their mind, because the job and the duties of a wife and a mother, man, are so different than a father's. Our level of responsibility, man, is so strong and so broad that all we need, from my point that I will bring about, man, just the support. All we need is just the support. A lot of times my wife has told me, was like, baby, I don't even see what you're saying, but I know you do. And so because of that, I want what I want. And, but you see it the way you see it. I don't see it that way, but it's your thing. This is your business.
Right.
And so I trust that you're going to make the best decision, not just for you.
That's right.
But for family.
That's right.
And that's big if an entrepreneur, young entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs, senior entrepreneurs, whoever you are.
New entrepreneurs, learn that.
Learn it, man. Come on, you got to get that. It's like your family is number one. You have to be conscious and cautious in how you care for your family when you invest in your finances, your time, your energy, because you can be off at home. You can get off your job. You can get off your post of a father. You can be thrown off because you're so driven to get business going that it can throw you off your duties of a father. It can throw you off those duties of a husband, and it will put you in a different light, and then it will become to a point where your wife and your kids will look at you like, I love that, but he's always going to work. All he care about is going to work, and that is not cool. God does not call us to be fathers so that our families become stagnant and stuck in a position where they're not growing.
That's right.
That is not the will of God for any man, entrepreneur, husband, or father to become stuck in a certain position for a certain amount of time. God is about growth.
That's right.
He wants your season. He wants your fruit to fall. He wants your space to be enlarged. Right? To be enlarged, and he wants that constant elevation. So what I'm saying is you have to allow God in at some point and ask God. God wants you to be a brainiac. He wants you to think.
That's right.
But he don't want you to think so much to where he doesn't have any room to come in and bless you and cultivate you and move you and expand and enlarge you. Because a lot of times what happens is when you're not allowing God to move you in that space of life, what happens is you become stuck and you start making the same mistakes over and over and over and over.
That's right.
So what happens when you do the will of God, right?
That's right.
And of course, God the prophet Jeremiah tells us from chapter 30 and verse 17, God said, I will restore your health unto thee. I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast. And people talking about you. See that? He said, but this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. And God is saying, if you want me to bless you, you want me to cultivate you, you want me to move you, I need you to trust that I can do those things. So I want you to think, I want you to be the successful entrepreneur. I want you to be the man and the husband and the father that God is calling you to be. But at the same time, you have to leave me just a little room.
That's right.
Just give me a little bit, and I'll cultivate you, and I'll heal all the wrong.
That's right.
And a lot of times, that's what we don't do. That means that what? The Bible says this, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And when that favor is your wife.
That's
and
right.
so your wife brings a certain level of favor that you wouldn't have if you were single.
That's right.
So the family piece is like you got to use your wife, not misuse her.
That's right.
See that?
That's
Life
right.
restores because I have my wife, and she's that other set of eyes and that other brain that can see and think when I can't see and think for myself. So I'm restored because of my wife. That way of thinking that I have now is because, guess what? Before I come on deep in the cut, guess what I did? I said, baby, what you think about this? And she said, well, I think about it. Now, that doesn't mean I don't already have what I want to do or say, but it just means that I'm making sure I'm calculated and I'm organized and I'm structured enough to know her decisions, her plans, her mind, what she want to say, matters. That's that family piece.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, Smitty? That's that family piece. Oh, my God, the time. Come on, Smitty, take us out of here, man.
And I'm just going to finish off with this. And I know some people are saying, well, what if I don't have a husband? What if I don't have a wife? What if I'm single?
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, God is married to you.
Come on.
He is your husbandman until you find your husband. So you're going to have to safely trust, believe, and walk with God through the process and trusting in his voice is going to lead you in the right direction. And in John 10 and 10, and I'm going to end it here, it says, the thief cometh, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But God said, but I have come that you may have life and life more abundantly.
Hallelujah.
So if you walk with Jesus Christ himself and walk with the Lord, he'll make sure that your life is on the right path and you'll hit all intended purposes that he has for the destiny of your life. This is our show for today. I want you guys to stay encouraged. I want you guys to stay uplifted and understand that this is the season and time that you are supposed to be reaping the harvest from the things that you've sown. So we're going to take this time to sign off, but we know you might be hurting.
Guess what? But you're not helpless, man. YouTube. I was about to say Snapchat.
YouTube, Instagram,
Apple Music, Amazon. Get on YouTube.
Facebook.
Get on Facebook, man. Get on Instagram. D-Tech Podcast. Go to the website. deeperthanthecut.com, man.
You may be hurting,
but you're not helpless.
It's deeper than the cut.
It's deeper than the cut. And we out. Boom.